Welcome to the Henna Sooq channel. So glad to see you again. I know you've been loving these weekly DIY Ayurvedic healthy hair care recipes because you keep coming back for more, and I love it, I love it, I love it. And if you are new to this channel, my name is Khadija and I welcome you to Ayurvedic Hair Care Made Easy. And today we're going to be using Sukesh Ayurveda, one of the very first Ayurvedic herbs that was a blend that we ever created at Henna Sooq. Geez, we must have had Sukesh Ayurveda 7 or 8 years or something like that. Yes, because we have been around since 2005. Sukesh Ayurveda is amazing, infused with 8 Ayurvedic herbs. I'm going to tell you all about them. Let's get started. So the Sukesh Ayurveda, just packed with those 8 Ayurvedic herbs. Love it, love it, love it. So you have cassia in this, you have amla, you have aloe vera powder, bhringraj, brahmi, tulsi. Many of you probably haven't even heard of some of these, but there's also shikakai powder in here too. And did I mention neem? There's some neem in here too. That is packed with hair strengthening herbs with no color. Clients love using this for sure. I just love the whole design of the new package. You probably saw it before and it's super ugly foil package. I hate the foil packaging. This was perfect because Sukesh Ayurveda means, beautiful, long, it just represents gorgeous, long, healthy hair. So that's why it's named Sukesh Ayurveda. And Ayurveda is a term from India. It's very traditional, like traditional medicine for your body, like internally and externally. So hence you hear Ayurvedic hair care, and it comes from Ayurveda, which comes from India. So all these herbs are native to India. In this video, I'm going to show you how to mix it as a recipe in 3 different ways. Why 3 different ways? Well, for one, people like to try different things, try things out. When it comes to Ayurvedic healthy hair care, you're going to have to, try a few things, especially if you're doing it from home. It's more DIY, and if you're not really sure and you still want to read more articles, you can definitely check out our Henna 101 page, which is located right on the HennaSooq.com website. So it's a really great page to start out if you have, more questions, like you want to know how much to use and you just want to know some free recipes are on there. Just a whole bunch of great information that you can definitely take advantage of. So in these 3 recipes, there was also something that I wanted to talk about as well. So that's why I chose these specific, ingredients that we have here, because for one, what I have here is coconut milk, and coconut milk is not always loved by all hair types. There are some people that coconut oil, coconut milk, and anything with coconut really wreaks havoc on their hair. It feels crispy and crunchy and it feels weird. But coconut milk, if your hair loves it, it is a great addition to Sukesh Ayurveda as part of the liquids that you're adding to this recipe. Coconut milk is amazing for your hair. But if your hair doesn't like coconut at all, I have an alternative for you. You can use full-fat Greek yogurt. Don't try to take a little taste. You can. It's your yogurt, but you can definitely add it to your Sukesh Ayurveda. And then another way that is really simple, for those who aren't really sure if I don't know if my hair will like either one of those, maybe you want to stay very basic. And when you're new to Ayurvedic hair care, you may want to stay safe. You want to see actually how does your hair respond to herbs. If you're not really sure, then the safest liquid that you can add is warm to hot distilled water. It's so gentle and easy. That way you get a feel for how your hair responds to the herbs in general. Because I will recommend that you start simple. When you're starting, you don't want to do everything that you see on YouTube. You really don't. I'll speak on Ayurvedic hair care specifically. You really want to see how your hair responds, because if your hair tends to look like somebody else's, it doesn't mean that it's the same level of porosity. hair is as unique as we are as individuals. So I really stress taking small steps, and it's okay because it's not a race. Like, because you don't want to take, like, what is it, 3 leaps forward or 2 leaps forward and then have to take one. I don't remember the saying. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the saying. You guys understand what I mean. I don't want you to go backwards when you can keep going forward in Ayurvedic hair care. I mean, there'll be some things that you'll discover that your hair doesn't like, and that's okay. That's another reason I really recommend the hair journal that we have. We have an amazing hair journal under ebooks on HennaSooq.com, and that ebook has everything that you need to get started on planning your regimen, knowing what recipes are working, and consistency is key. Just being consistent, trying to do a weekly, regimen. If you can't, commit to a weekly, at least do every 2 weeks, and you will notice the difference for sure. And first, let me explain a little bit about these herbs. So cassia is great because it is strengthening without being as like strong or sometimes harsh. You could say henna can be harsh for some hair types sometimes because it acts like a protein. So this is, an easy step into Ayurvedic hair care. It won't color your hair or anything. There's nothing in this that will color your hair. None of these herbs will. So it's an easy step. And actually, cassia has cleansing properties. Have any of you ever mixed up cassia and seen it kind of like bubble a little bit? That's like the cleansing. It has a little cleansing. It's such a cool herb. Then you have some amla powder, which is a must-have for Ayurvedic hair care. Like, hands down, you have to have amla powder. And amla powder is really great because it promotes hair growth, and if you have curls, it really maintains your curls and adds volume to straight hair. It's an amazing herb. Then you have neem, which is really good for your scalp. You want your scalp to be, cleansed and stimulated. Neem is amazing for that because, and dandruff, forget it. Like, buy dandruff, it'll heal your scalp ailments. And aloe vera is so good, super moisturizing. Aloe vera powder is another staple that must be in your Ayurvedic regimen. It has to be. You have to have a package of aloe for sure, hands down. And a little goes a long way, which is great, about aloe. Then you got the tulsi. Tulsi is really good. Like, if you, again, it's about the scalp. If you have any inflammation or anything going on, it really is good for your scalp and roots, and it just is a great herb for that. Brahmi, bringraj, same things, really anti-inflammatory, just soothing, calming, and prevents premature graying. And then lastly, we have shikakai, which is a little bit of cleansing, a little bit more cleansing, focusing. So if you are focusing on your scalp and roots, this is really good. This is definitely really, really good. And you want cleansing for the strands and whatnot, you will be applying it all over your hair. It's from roots down to the tip for sure. But that is a great one for that. Now that you know exactly about Sukesh Ayurveda, are you ready to get started? If you aren't, you need to get closer. Come on, get a little closer, come on, I wanna show you something. All right, so for those of you who want a very basic recipe and you want to use Sukesh Ayurveda as it is, you wanna see how the herbs react with your hair, then I will stick to using the warm to hot distilled water. And mix in your liquid a little at a time. Keep mixing until it gets pretty smooth and the liquid starts absorbing into this recipe. There we go. If you have any leftovers, the great thing is that you can definitely freeze leftovers and use it at a later time. There we go. Ooh. Thick. And you don't have to let these recipes sit, and you especially don't want to let it sit overnight or something like that. Like, once anything has liquid in it, any of these herbs with liquid will attract bacteria. So leftovers can't really even be stored in the fridge, not longer than really a day or two. Ideally, that might even be too much. I don't like to do that ever. I like to just mix it and use it basically right away. Maybe let it sit 20-30 minutes. And now what you can do with this recipe is also, if you want extra moisture and hair growth, use the amla oil and put about, two square. If you're using like a whole package, it's probably going to be about 2 tablespoons at least. Maybe even up to 4 tablespoons is okay. this is just an example. I want to show you the different recipes and the different ways you can mix it. So you just mix the quantity that you need, and I'll write some information on that in the description below so you can know exactly how much to use for your hair length and thickness. Oh, look at that. It's still a little too thick though. You can either add in more oil for liquid or more water. It depends on how much oil you want to be, in this recipe. If your hair is on the oily side, you probably don't want to add too much because you don't want to leave your hair feeling too greasy. But if your hair loves oils, then go crazy. It smells kind of like just like a green tea almost, a green herbally tea. Yeah, really not overpowering. If you by chance want to, play around with the scent, you can add essential oils. I have some sweet orange essential oil here. I add a few drops of that. Like for a whole package, you might add about up to 10 drops of essential oil. And this is rosemary essential oil, which is great for hair growth. My two very favorite essential oils, love these. So what if you are allergic or sensitive to essential oils? What do you do to mask the scent? Maybe you don't really like it, so you want to mask it. I would definitely say if you add some rose petal powder, a nice smelling herb, oh, it would smell really, really nice. You could definitely do that. All right, so this is like your basic recipe. Next up, we are going to use coconut milk. For those of you that know your hair loves coconut milk, ooh, all the fat and all the juicy juice in there. I like coconut milk, but not everyone's hair likes coconut. So if you ever have used something with coconut, like coconut oil, coconut milk, and any like coconut, extracts in some products, sometimes that you may not realize, but that may be the problem. So you really have to, be cautious and read those ingredients and kind of figure out what is bothering your hair. If you cannot go to a professional, then definitely you have to figure out and keep track of everything that you're using, so that way you can see, well, what's the trigger, what's going on. And a lot of people don't realize coconut oil is actually a sealant. So if you are noticing that it just sits in your hair, you probably may not be using coconut oil properly. I mean, some people can use it as is, it's not a problem. But if you notice that it's just sitting in your hair and it does not feel nice, try first using like a hair oil or a leave-in that's water-based, on damp hair strands. So moisturize or spritz, first have your hair damp, a regular leave-in works well, it's water-based, and then use the coconut oil on top of that as a sealant to seal everything. And maybe you'll see like really great results. It may be the case, or maybe your hair really hates coconut. So this is really too thick. So if you have more coconut milk, you can definitely add more coconut milk to this. And if you don't, you can just add some water and then mix that in really well. And remember, coconut milk is perishable, so do not let it sit out. Don't leave it in the fridge too long. You definitely don't want to do that. Look at the difference, guys. Can you tell the difference? Isn't that neat? This one's like so coconut milky type looking, If you are sensitive to coconut and your hair does not like it, what can you do? You can use full-fat Greek yogurt. Yes, that is amazing for your hair. Cooling and soothing. You could just add that right to your Sukesh. I hope that we're not going to overflow. We're about to find out. So you can add it directly. If you want, sometimes the thickness, it's going to be pretty thick. I might need to add a little bit of water. Just use your judgment as you're mixing. Probably, I'm definitely going to need more. I'm pretty sure. Ooh, it's gonna get messy. All right. Okay, we won't be eating these leftovers. Look at that. All right, so just mix it in all really well. I'm making such a mess. Yes, I am. It's all good, it's all good. This one is definitely much thicker because yogurt is not as liquidy as, of course, water and coconut milk. It is like super thick. You see how it is? Just keep adding more as needed. Oh my gosh, yes. It is not, there we go. I think we need a lot more water. You add in as much water as needed because the yogurt is definitely much thicker than all the other liquids. So you can see that, and you can see me making a wonderful, delicious mess. Delicious mess. All right, just get up in there. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna figure this out. There we go. We will figure it out. Ooh, so soothing for your hair. I could just see, because it's so nice and cold, like out of the fridge, it's just gonna be so soothing. Yeah, so just note, guys, that if you're using yogurt, you probably are gonna need a pretty good amount since it's so thick. You see how thick it is, guys? Yeah, you're gonna need, I would say you could keep thinning it out with more yogurt. Obviously, I ran out of my little stash of yogurt, so I'm just gonna use some more water. So I would recommend that you just keep adding more yogurt. Just keep on adding more yogurt till you get a really nice consistency. We are getting a nice consistency, but it is so thick. It is definitely thick. This is the coconut milk one. So note that what I would say for the future, you can use, see the amounts of the powder are pretty much the same, but it's just the way that your mixture may be, it's just gonna be different. You can see the yogurt is so much thicker. And the great thing about this recipe that we're doing, all of these recipes that we're doing right now, you can freeze it and reuse it for next time. Yes. I'm playing in the mud. It does feel really cool though. I'm getting some on my hands. It's really cooling. If it feels nice on my skin, I can't even imagine just these treatments for hair, just the way it's gonna feel. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. And it's so fluffy. Notice the differences? You can mix it up and then go ahead and apply it to hair that is ideally freshly washed. If you are not washing your hair in particular, you still want to do this mask, you can do so, because a lot of these herbs are cleansing. So maybe you don't have to do a hair wash because you can use it almost as a pre-poo. This would actually be some great pre-poo type of masks that you could do. Just mix it up and use it and apply it right away. Can you guys see the difference though? Wow, what a difference. Yeah, and then the easiest way to give it better consistency, if it seems too thick, just add in more water. It's the easiest way to go with the warm to hot water for sure. If it's too runny, if you have powder left over, you can add a little powder. If you don't have any of the particular powder that you're using, you can use another Ayurvedic herb to thicken it up as well. And if worse comes to worse, maybe you have some xanthan gum on hand, and you can definitely use a little bit of xanthan gum to mix it up and kind of thicken it up. That works really well too. Wow, 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 look at that, guys. That's so neat. And I made such a mess. I'm just a messy girl, you know? Now that I've shown you 3 amazing ways to use this Sukesh Ayurveda, which way do you think is gonna be your favorite? What are you gonna try first? Are you a newbie, or are you an OG and you know exactly what you want to do and what your hair loves and you're ready to just dive in? Do you guys have other ingredients you would have? What about honey? What about other oils? You could add any other oils. Oh, there's so many combinations that you could do. Just, it's really, really endless. You'll have a lot of fun with Ayurvedic hair care. Not only are you going to be benefiting your hair, you're going to be benefiting yourself, just your self-care, your mental health and wellness. Listen, you'll be happy afterwards. You will be happy. Absolutely. You just make time and be consistent. Try to be, you know, every week or every 2 weeks. It's really key. And you can always find more DIY Ayurvedic healthy hair care recipes, henna hair color, gorgeous body art weekly. Every week we have new videos here at HennaSooq, so I want you to join me by subscribing. Hit the subscribe, tap the little bell, so that way you get notified, because we always have special offers too, just for our YouTube fans. And talking about these offers, I got something for you guys. I got an offer. So, Sukesh Ayurveda, right? If you take photos or you have some videos that you take using Sukesh Ayurveda, maybe you tried one of these methods out, let us know. I'll put in the description below how to contact us, and you can earn up to $25 store credit to buy anything you want at HennaSooq.com. But this offer is a limited time only. It's only valid till August 31st. So if you want to take advantage, definitely take part. And lastly, I want to thank all of you guys for watching, being here with me during this whole Corona, this whole new normal. But we're getting through it. We're getting through it, just stay strong, keep on trekking through it, stay focused, and, take care of yourself. It's a stressful time. Just make time for yourself, even if it's to go outside and sit outside in silence somewhere. Definitely just take nice amount of time for yourself and include these dope Ayurvedic hair care recipes. I will see you again soon. All right, take care. Bye.